Hey YouTubers, X Factor here. Welcome to another episode of Control Freak. The other day I posted a Metro Reach Around video where there was 14 or 15 kills in a matter of seconds, a couple thousand points, and people kept asking, well, how do you shoot the 240b? How do you control that skill cannon? Well, first let's go over the kit. Red dot, as usual, 4 grip, and I've got the extended mags because simply 100 just isn't enough at times. There's a couple of things to know about the 240 Bravo, which is probably one of the best LMGs in the game, period, hands down. If you want something a little more accurate, go the M240b IAR. But this thing hits like a truck, up to 34 in the chest, 68 in the head, so you can two-shot somebody as long as one of them's a headshot. If they're mortally, or if they have a little bit of damage, if you hit them twice in the body, that's still 68 damage. They're probably going to drop, and in hardcore, that's enough, right? One bullet basically can kill in hardcore. So let's talk about the do's and don'ts of this. First, let's talk about countering the recoil by just shooting at this wall and not countering the recoil. So I'm not going to pull down the mouse at all. Vertical. That was 20-some bullets, and it starts to deviate out. So it's just straight vertical recoil when you're not suppressed. So how do we counter that? We pull straight down, and I'm really pulling down on my mouse, a little bit left, a little bit right, trying to keep it in between those two bars. And then the thing about this weapon to know is once it reaches a max recoil, a max deviation, you don't have to pull down anymore. But look how inaccurate that is, and look where my gun ended up when I let off from controlling the recoil. It literally ended up down here. So that looks like a snowball. You don't want that. Snowballs are not accurate. What you want is these concise, precise little bursts at longer ranges. So when I came around the corner, I didn't have suppression on me. I waited for a second for that to come off because I always run cover in city maps, close quarter maps. Most maps, if I have ammo, if I don't have cover, I'm going to run it, but I want ammo and cover to have the least. So you burst fire this gun. Not as much as an ASVAL or ASVAL, but there is bursting that's required. At this range, you can get away with 4 to 5 round bursts. Up close, you can get away with just a little bit more, okay? Because look at the deviation. The thing isn't the best at hip fire. Look at that. You really don't want to hip fire this weapon. With a laser sight, it's a little bit better, but not much. So let's talk about the bursting mechanic that I actually use for this weapon at various ranges. And it's just micro bursting, but not as quickly as the ASVAL. So I'm going to pull down every single time in between the shot. And the thing about this gun is once you micro burst it enough, it settles in. I'm not pulling down anymore. It settles into a pattern, and that's the trick with the 240b. So after enough microbursting, it's like you held on the trigger the whole time, but look at the difference. Snow cone, snowball, no snowball, right? A lot smaller. So the first couple shots of microbursting, you're literally pulling down like this. You know, these little down pulls. But after a few, you can stop. Probably about 6 or 7. And then the second you let off, it recoups that bonus. And if you play this back and pay attention to my bullet counter and the speed and sound of the actual bullet leaving, you'll be able to see the exact pattern that I shoot at. So that's the trick to mastering the 240 Billy Badass. Go have some fun with this LMG. It is one of the best in the game, performance speaking, and it hits like a truck. Thanks for watching, YouTube, and we'll see you soon.